KILR Killer Game.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer and welcome back to the World Tour featuring Sierra Propilot USA, which is just a patched version of Sierra Propilot. Once Sierra was not done with it anymore, or when they were done with it, or whatever the case is, then that's when company Dynamix stepped in and decided to, but it's a Sierra company, so I guess it's still Sierra Propilot. Just don't call it Sierra Propilot, but you know, anyway. So, we're going to be making a flight today, and we're not doing it with ATC. As a matter of fact, we're not going to be doing the next several flights with ATC because of the experience that we've been having with them lately. So, let's go ahead and talk about that flight that we're going to be doing. Okay, so we've got the good old SubLogic map here, and this is actually from scenery discs number 7. Now, there are no scenery discs for Sierra Propilot. We're using this as a reference since we're following the same flight plan as the old other simulators have done. So we're here at Chicago-Urbana, Champaign-Urbana. We're nowhere near Chicago. Well, we're kind of near, but yeah, you know how it is. We're flying over here to Greater Peoria, and it should be getting daylight by the time we get there. Pretty similar to what we've been experiencing in the other simulators as well. I try to get them to where they're all somewhat of the same time frame as well. So if it's dawn on one, it's dawn on another. Did that dawn on you? I don't know. It dawned on me. Anyway, to get there, we're going to tune into Bloomington. And we'll head directly there. And then we'll head directly to Greater Peoria. We'll line up with one of the runways and land. All right, let's go ahead and tune in our radios. Bloomington was 108.2. Oh, here. It's already set there. Okay, we don't have anything. That's okay. We'll just fly out at a heading of 310. That should be fine. Then we'll get that tuned in. Actually, 108.20. Okay. Yeah, we're going to use nav 2 for that. Nav 1 is going to be Peoria. That's 115.2. 115. Whoops. Okay, well, that works, I guess. Okay, all is good. Let's go ahead and bring the fuel gauge to both, and then we'll start. Yep, we'll start the engine. Listen to her hum. Okay, we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and get moving here. We could probably use this runway that we're on, as a matter of fact, now that I think about it. Or better yet, let's use this one here. That is more in the direction that we want to go. Whoa! Back this way. There's something in the engines where it's just like, rank, rank. Wait a minute. We're getting blown off to the side, aren't we? Yes, we are. What's going on here? I think we might have enough runway. Whee! We're about to find out. Whoa, whoa, what the... What the heck was all that? Boy, we're having some weird experiences on this, aren't we? Come on, stop bouncing up and down. Look at look what this thing is doing. Okay, let's go to weather and surface conditions, clouds, winds aloft. There we go. All right. I think maybe this was just a little crazy here. What, I can't set 0? Alright, calm. Oh, stop it. Okay. Yeah, crash detection was off, by the way. Because of crazy stuff like that, that didn't seem right at all. How in the world does a plane flip over like that? Alright, we have our direction. We're not that high up in altitude, and it still seems like it's blowing us around. Oh, that's right. Move it back over this way, buddy. Oops. By the way, if you right-click on something, it'll tell you what it is. Okay. We have our heading bug working for us. Unfortunately, there is not anything for maintaining our altitude, so we have to manually fix that. Meanwhile, we're going to go up and down like we are right now. Now, some people may be wondering, dude, man, why don't you just re-record that flight since it, you know, flopped upside down and stuff? Well, you know, because I want to give you an accurate representation on these flights. Not every flight goes well. As we've noticed on the previous flight, the ATC was sending us around and around and around the airport. We were at 4,000 feet. They had us drop to 3,000 feet. We went around, we like circled the airport once. It had us go back up to 4,000 feet and then back down to 3,000 feet. Circled around the airport. It did it again, and I'm like, all right, we're done. But then the flight before that was fine, so yeah, I'm not quite understanding all of that. I'm adjusting our trim here. I know it's been a bit since I've done some of the very first propilot ones, but didn't the same thing happen to us? Like on the original propilot, didn't we like take off from an airport and it like the airplane flipped over or something wildly? We'll go ahead and turn off the lights there. Supposedly the aircraft can take damage, so I'm not sure if that's actually happened or not. Didn't look damaged. Let's see here. Oh, I know I saw it on here somewhere. There's like a repair damage function. Repair aircraft damage as escape. Oh, that might be like if your gauges or something break or something. I think that's what that is. Alright, well, let's go back to our propilot USA manual and see what we have here. Looks like the sun might be coming up here. Just our heading just a tad here. Cool things to do in C. Learning how to fly is not an end unto itself. The whole point of flying is to gain the freedom to travel and see the country from the air. This unique vantage point gives you a better appreciation of just how beautiful the United States really is. Beyond looking at scenery, however, consider the many exciting maneuvers you'll be able to perform as your skills as a pilot improve. This section outlines just a few of the cool things you can do and see with propilot USA. With a little time and imagination, you'll be thinking up plenty of things to add to the following list and maybe even come up with a new maneuver or two of your own. So it shows a list of 8 flights here, as you can see. propilot USA comes with 10 preset scenic flights over some of the country's most interesting landscapes. Click the Scenic Flights button on the Startup menu window or press the N key, to access the option. You are taken immediately to a new window listing the 10 selections. Choose a flight by clicking on the desired button. You'll be joining the flight already in progress. The pre-selected aircraft begins in a straight and level flight, so you have time to take control. So you got Washington, D.C., Grand Canyon, Statue of Liberty, Las Vegas, Cape Canaveral, Golden Gate Bridge, Rocky Mountain, Space Needle, Hollywood, and the St. Louis Arch. The scenic flights include such natural wonders as the Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona and the Rocky Mountains. You can also fly over such man-made landmarks as the Capitol and other government buildings in Washington, D.C., the Space Needle in Seattle, Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor, Cape Canaveral in Florida, the magnificent St. Louis Arch, as well as the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. For a truly fun vacation, how about taking a flight to the famous hotels, casinos of Las Vegas? So I didn't have to list them out. It was already explained right there. The next thing you can do is be your own daredevil. Next thing we can do is try to keep ourselves level here. Why are we going up and down? Hey! Q-Flights, good to see you there again. How do I find these old simulators? Well, basically I just do some searches as I'm getting expansions and stuff, like on eBay. That's pretty much how. I learn some things when I get them. Such as which ones are interesting and which ones have some issues. This one's had a few issues. And then other times it's actually works pretty decently. This one does have built-in ATC long before Flight Simulator 2002 had it. But it doesn't always work out right. The flight that we did before this, ATC was taking us around and around to the airport like 3 times up and down to a different altitude, and yeah, that just wasn't fun. Okay, up ahead of us is Bloomington. You can go ahead and pull up the GPS. As you can see, BMI right up there. Now, we've already been to Bloomington, so we're going to be flying past that until we get to Peoria, Illinois. I got rid of all the wind gusts and stuff, and it's still... Let's go back to that weather again. Winds aloft. Oh no, see, the gusting is still there. Alright, steady. So that is some of the problems that we're experiencing here with again, that's probably why when we took off it flipped the airplane upside down. I don't know, it seems like it's still kind of moving us around. I don't think airplane mechanics was the forte of Sierra propilot. Alright, we're coming down to 4,000 feet. As we bounce up and down, but yeah, you know. Okay, so we're flying over Bloomington. We'll go ahead and tune in. Ooh. Nav 1, for some reason, Peoria is not picking up. 115.2 is the VOR. There's the nav for that. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's set... We'll leave at a radio then of 28... about 285 from Bloomington. Pretty sure the Peoria airport is part of the database here in Sierra propilot. We are under 100 knots, yet we keep bouncing up and down. That just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it looks like Peoria did tune in. Alright, good. Alright, so that is our heading that we want to turn to. 280. Oh, jeez. I forgot I had the autopilot on. Whoops. So that's, sorry, that's 290 there, not 280. Alright, we got another 38 miles until we land. Well, the sun may not come up completely. I thought maybe the sun would be coming up by now. It's close. It's 5:40 in the morning. We are on track. 32 miles to go. Alright, so where were we? Be your own daredevil. None of the aircraft in ProPilot USA are certified to conduct stunts in the real world. From some of the stuff that we've been experiencing, it doesn't seem certified to do anything. But this shouldn't keep you from trying them out anyway. Better that you learn what you can do and what you can't do here in a simulator. Well, sometimes we can't use ATC, that's for sure. Where the only thing you can hurt are your feelings. Not unless you're a rock. More importantly, you can do things in a simulation, you know, fun things. That's what it says. That would get you arrested in real life. The designers of ProPilot USA want to stress the importance of safety and are certainly not advocating that you engage in these activities, but we all know you're going to anyway. Like doing a tour? I don't know. Flying under bridges has always been a favorite for pilots to prove how brave or crazy they are. Actually, it takes significant skill to pilot an aircraft so precisely. One of the most famous bridges in ProPilot USA is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. You'll have to do a little wave hopping, but if you pass under it from west to east, you'll be pulling out of the maneuver over Alcatraz. For some real precision flying, however, try squeezing between tall buildings in a major city. You can almost hear some of the skyscrapers in New York City begging you to give it a try. Not after 2001. Of course, remember, this is long before what happened on September 11th. You'll never get an opportunity to do this in real life. But in ProPilot USA, it's just one more cool thing to do. Get it out of your system now. Who's the best pilot challenge flights? The save feature allows you to save your favorite mission and fly it over and over again. There's no reason why you can't use this feature to create a particularly difficult situation, then test your ability to make a safe landing. Moreover, there's nothing stopping you from exchanging save game FLT files with a friend who happens to have a copy of ProPilot USA. Creating flights with poor visibility or high winds are just a couple of examples of the kinds of challenge flights you can devise. How about creating a flight in which the reliability settings of your aircraft are lowered, or one that starts out extremely low on fuel? You could, for example, challenge a friend to see which of you has the best flight time from Eugene, Oregon to San Francisco, or which of you can find your way home using only dead reckoning. In short, there are a variety of cool pilot challenges you can create. Let your imagination run wild, then swap files with your friend. And then lastly, changing your default startup flight. ProPilot USA comes with so many different airports, you are bound to find one near you. You can change the simulation's default startup to your favorite airfield and aircraft by saving the flight under the file name startup.flt. Place the file in the ProFlight/flights directory. This flight will now replace the existing file and become your new default startup flight. That's good to know. For example, if you are partial to flying in the Baltimore-Washington area, start a flight that has you taken off from a nearby airport, such as Dallas or BWI. Save this flight and rename it startup.flt. There's no reason why your startup default flight has to begin on the ground either. You can save a flight at any point, even in mid-air. Simply rename the file startup.flt and replace the existing file. Once again, that number is 800-327-677. That's what it seems like. They repeat it so many different times. Okay, well that is helpful. So that way, whenever I'm starting the simulator, I don't have to load up I don't have to go and load it each time. It'll load automatically. So you can barely see it. There's a patch right here. That's going to be Peoria. Go ahead and pull this up. Pull up the map here. And you can see there is the VOR. It doesn't really show airports though. Waypoint, show Victor route, show obstacles. Yeah, so we're approaching it, but it doesn't really show us the airport. It's out there. I can vaguely make out the Peoria River. There it is. The Peoria River is like right here. Alright, we went ahead and turned off the autopilot. Whoa. We're going to go ahead and get ready for a landing here. It's like I'm not going down fast enough here. Those flaps sound sick, and I don't mean in a good way. As in sick. Not, man, that's sick. Sick as in bad, not sick as in good. Alright, we were coming around here. Oh, the light's starting to come up. This sky just brightened just a little bit. I noticed it. All right. We're throttled down. I might have to add a little bit of throttle here. Oh, what are we doing? Get back on the runway. All right. So we are landed. We'll go ahead and move it off the air. It's like, what in the world's happening there? That's right. I keep trying to control this like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that doesn't work. Some of the controls are the same, and some are not. I forgot to turn on our landing lights and stuff. Alright, well, we'll just turn that off there. And that will be it for this flight. Yeah, this one at least didn't take forever. So anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Be sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, so that way you get notified of future flight simulation, not flight simulator, but flight simulation content, such as propilot and fly and Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane. And also remember that I do stream on Twitch, so follow me there, and social media, Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, all those good things. And I appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next leg of our journey. Have a killer awesome day.